Yep, we're here back again. Okay, here first we're going to do just a little thing. What is the most important thing to you as a college student? What is the most important to you? Okay, of all these things, good friends, being healthy, a good job, and love, money, enjoy life, family, and my education, and there's two extra you can add if you want. Question, 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 question. Put some things in here. What's most important to you? Okay, I guess here top 10 maybe. Okay. Uh, if having a good job, this is during college, during university. 大学動画. Okay, not after, not before. Okay. As a college student, what's most important to you? Having money, number one, okay. Being healthy, number two, okay. Good friends, number three, okay. Family, number four, oh, whatever, put it. Number one is the most important. Number 8 or number 10 if you add two extra ones here, okay. Put it up to 8, put it up to 10. Number 10 is the least important, okay. Okay, try it. I'll give you 1 minute extra. Listen to the music, put these in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then maybe 9 and 10 you add to, okay? You got 1 minute. Finished yet? Education, my study, oh, my homework, everything is most important. Okay. Next one. Okay, your survey. Okay, your survey. Number 1, what was your number 1? Number 2, what was your number 2? Your number 3. What was the third most important thing for you as a college student? Well, check out here the pink, the black. This is this is a real Jinja survey, okay, of university students. They did a couple thousand students, university students in the UK. These were the top 10, okay. Number 1, access to having a car. Access to having a car. Cool. Different. In Korea, do you want to have a do you want to be able to drive a car? I know first year university students, many do not have driver's license. So, can't have a car. No access, not needed. No driver's license. But third or fourth year, yeah, maybe. And number 2 here, visits to home to see the family. Okay, what was your number 2? UK students say seeing the family, number 2. And number 3, UK students say meeting new friends and connecting. They do continue connecting, stay connecting with old friends. Okay, friends on top of your list, important things. Yeah. Funny one, next one, the fourth one, alarm clock. What? That's strange. I don't know. Alarm clock. Are you late for class often? What? I guess UK uh, university students maybe. But what was interesting to me, smartphone is not, a smartphone is not much important to UK university students. England, United Kingdom, university students. Way down near the bottom of the list. Check it out. Smartphone. Not that important. An alarm clock was before smartphone. Wow. Cool. Having your own TV, maybe. Time to myself. Meal plan. What's for dinner? What's for lunch? Usually if you're in Gisuksa, well, you gotta think about that. Okay, here. Uh, your family. Think about any older brother. Think about an older sister or an older uncle or an older aunt. Okay, of course your aunt is older, of course your uncle is older, but if you have an older brother, an older sister, not younger, can't be dongtan, no, has to be older, okay? So maybe an uncle or maybe an aunt, como, okay? Uh, where does he, uncle, where does she, aunt, live? Where does she live? Well, she lives in wherever, Daejeon City. She lives in Ulsan City, or whatever, wherever. Okay, where does she live? Tame, who does he or she live with? Who does your uncle live with? Well, he lives with his wife. Made up. Who does he live with? Uncle. Samchung. Who does he live with? He lives with his wife. Next. What job does he what job does she do? Well, my uncle works with an electronics company. Again, what job does he do? My uncle works. 안녕 동사 S 그래요. Right? 다음에 언제? When did you last see him or her? When did you last see your uncle or your aunt? Yep, I saw my uncle last month. 지난달. I saw my uncle. I met my uncle. No. I met. No, that's kind of Konglishy. Okay, I saw my uncle last month. I was with my uncle last. You met. It sounds like somebody new you've never seen before. Okay, I met my uncle. Next, what university did your uncle study at? What university did your uncle study? I think he finished Gwangju Chonan University. Okay. I think he finished. How many children does your aunt Como have? How many children does she have? She has 3 children. Okay. Better. How often do you see your uncle? How often do you see your aunt? I see my aunt every 3 months. Same thing. I meet my aunt. No. Nakajima. Kondishi. I visit my aunt every 3 months. And last one left. Does your uncle play guitar or piano? Does. 안녕. Does your uncle play guitar or piano? No, but my aunt plays piano. And going right into, okay, this video you're going to be reading about grandmother, and you're going to be reading about some young guy, okay, some young man, young guy, okay. So here's some pre-questions to make you think, okay. Preparation, prepare questions, whatever. Okay, of all the, first one, of all the friends, all your family members, all the people you know, who is the coolest? Who acts the coolest? Who's always the calmest? The cool. Oh, relax. Never worry. It just has all kinds of neat, cool things. Your friends, your family members, anybody you know. Who is the coolest? Next, what kind of business can you start? If you were going to start a business, don't worry about money. If you were going to start a business, what business can you start? What's a good idea for a business? Renting cars? Ooh. Okay, but what's a good business you can start by using your family traditions? Okay, many Koreans, they have a special way of making kimchi. Every family has their own little secret tradition to making kimchi, okay? But you're going to start a business by using one of your family's traditions. Okay. My wife's sister went to Japan. In Japan, she makes kimchi. She has a business selling kimchi. Becoming successful. But, well, of course, she makes it the kimchi like her family always has. Okay. What business can you start using your family tradition? Next, how old is your grandmother? Your grandmother. How old is she? Next, Kaunde. How old were you when you got your first job? Well, maybe some people. 아직 아르바이트 없어요. Well, some people, they have not had a job yet. But many people have. Many students. How old were you when you got your first job? Okay, the minuscule print. Yeah, I was 12 or I was 13 when I got my first. It was a farm job. Okay. Next one. Grandmother have does your grandmother have a job? Yeah, maybe. Does your grandmother have a job? Next. Who earns? Who makes? Same meaning here. Who earns more money, your mother or your father? At their job. Your mother's job, your father's job. Who gets more money? Okay, who earns more money? The last pink. What music does your grandmother like to listen to? Does she? Do you know her? How much do you know your grandmother? What music does your grandmother like to listen to? And Jinjamariak, you are studying and attending college, university, anything. Do you also do something else? Do you have a side business? Do you help in your family's business? A family business, okay? Do you have a part-time job? Or do you run some kind of, I don't know, small business? What else do you do? Is there anything else you do? Okay, here's the story. Read this story. Look at the pictures in the one here. Read the pictures. What kind of person? What's happening here? What does she do? You know? Read the pictures. Okay. Kind of quick. Ruth Flowers is not an ordinary grandmother. She's in her 70s, 70 years old. She's in her 70s and has silver hair and bright red lipstick. She's a DJ and works in clubs in Europe and tours with festivals. She lives alone in Bristol. She says, I've got a son and a grandson. They both think what I'm doing is very cool. Ruth likes rock bands such as Queen and the Rolling Stones. But she also plays a lot of electro and dance music. I love being with young people, she says. They've got so much energy and enthusiasm. She's planning another European tour and is currently making a new single, making a new recording, making a new single. Single here means she makes music, tries to sell it. Okay. She's currently making a new single. And she tells everyone, Majimak, she tells everyone, I'm having a lot of fun. I don't want to stop. Okay, the whole story again. Ruth Flowers. This is a real person. Okay, this is a true story. Look on the internet. Ruth Flowers. Okay, Ruth Flowers is not an ordinary grandmother. She's in her 70s. She has silver hair, bright red lipstick. She's a DJ, works in clubs in Europe and tours with festivals. Okay, she lives alone in Bristol. She says, I got a son and a grandson. They both think what I'm doing is very cool. Ruth likes rock bands like Queen and Rolling Stones. Kashi. Ruth likes rock bands such as, like, here, like means the same. Okay. Da 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 da. Okay. Look at every sentence. Every sentence. Okay. The first sentence. Ruth Flowers is not an ordinary grandmother. With that sentence, make a question. 질문 만드세요. Make a question with the sentence, Ruth Flowers is not an ordinary grandmother. Make a question. Make a question with the sentence, Ruth Flowers is not an ordinary grandmother. What kind of question can you make? Well, in the blueprint, Ruth Flowers is not an ordinary grandmother. 질문. What do people What do people think about Ruth Flowers? Well, of course, the same sentence. She is not an ordinary grandmother. Okay? Again, what do people think about? She's not an ordinary grandmother. Okay, next one. Next sentence up there. She's in her 70s. What question? Make a question. Do you know how, in the blueprint, do you know how old she is? Well, stayed up. She's in her 70s. The sentence. She's in her 70s. Okay, do you know? 질문 만드세요. Do you know how old she is? How old do you know how old she is? 마지막. Does Ruth Flowers have a job? Does 한영. Does Ruth Flowers have a job? Does you always use with one person. Does Ruth Flowers have a job? State up the answer. She works in clubs as a DJ. Okay? Yeah. Okay. It's in the story. She's a DJ, works in clubs in Europe, and tours with festivals. Okay? Some more coming up. Next slide. Okay, Ruth Flowers, the little story. The story about Ruth Flowers. Think of questions for each sentence in that story. Okay, think of questions. Okay, make a question about Ruth Flowers. Okay, I've given you the words here. You make the question. Okay, what slash look like? What's the question? Well, here I did the first one for you. What does she? Yeah, you can say, what does Ruth look like? What does Ruth Flowers look like? Ruth Flowers. Oh, Flowers. Yes, that's her real name. Look on the internet. You'll find it. Again, make the question, what slash look like? You need, does she? What does she look like? What does she look like? Number 2, what color hair? Make the question. What color hair? What is the question? What is the question? What is the question? Ooh. Number 1, Tashi. What does she? What does she look like? Number 2, what does she have? Well, yeah, you can. What color hair does she have? Yeah, it's in the story. 3, number 3. What? Oops, number 1 again. What does she look like? Number 3. What does she do? That does she? You can make many, many questions just using does. Who, what, where, when, why, how. Does. Mong, 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 mong. Who, what, where, when, why, how. Plus does. Many, 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 many questions. Number 4, where? What? Where does she work? Number 5, how many children does she? Number 6, what kind of music does she like? What kind of music does she play? Also, maybe she's a DJ. 7, why? Oh, gee, what's the question? Why does she like young people? Okay, here, just make the questions. Just make the questions. Don't worry about the answer. Why does she like young people? 8, Magma. What? Ooh, planning, ing, does. Uh, 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 uh. What's the correct question? And here I give you the questions. What's the possible questions? Yes, you can make other questions. Yeah, it's possible. Many. But here's kind of basic questions for the sentences. Okay. What slash looks like? Well, what does she look like? We did that. What color hair? Yeah, we did that. Does she, does he, possible. What color hair does she have? 3. What? Oh, what does she do? Well, also, what job does she do? What job does she do? What does she do? Same meaning, can be. 4. Where does she work? 5. How many children does she have? 6. What kind of does she? does she? How many times can you see does she? Does she? Does she? Okay. Jimun does she jock. They dop is always yes or no. But if you start the question with what, start the question with where, start the question with why, start the question with how, it's not yes or no answer. Okay? The 5W1H again. Yes, this is practice again. Repetition is the best teacher. Number 6, what kind of music does she like? Does she like music? Yes. Well, make your conversation interesting. What kind of music does she like? Number 7, why does she like young people? Okay, yes or no, does she like young people? Yes, she does. She says it in the story. But here, 7, why? Why does she like young people? Ah, okay, now you're talking. Now you got a real conversation going, not just yes and no. Number 8, what? ING again. Oops. What does she planning? No. Multi-all. ING. ING is. What is she planning at the moment? What is she planning to do at the moment? Okay, now, at the moment. What does at the moment mean? Does it mean right this minute? Well, it can be. Yes, it can. But in here, and many times, at the moment means nowadays. At the moment can mean today. At the moment can mean this week. At the moment can mean this month. Depends on the question. At the moment, where are you? Well, at the moment. How do you like online classes? Uh, Different meanings at the moment. Okay. Here, don't worry about the answers right now. You're just making questions, looking at the questions, memorizing questions. Does she? Does he? Does it? Here comes a second story. Okay. Look at this second story. Look at each sentence. You are going to make the questions now. You make the questions. What's the title of this video? You make the questions. Okay, Sokje, you make the questions of this Fraser Dougherty story. Okay, this is also, look on the internet, you can find his name in the UK. Okay, Fraser Dougherty is an extraordinary, extra, ordinary. Two words, two separate words, but put them together, extraordinary. Extraordinary. Fraser Dougherty is an extraordinary young man. He has his own company, Super Jam, which he started when he was just 16. When he was only 16. When he was just 16, when he was only 16. Same meaning. I earn more money than both my parents, he says. His company makes jam, 500,000 jars every year. How many? 500,000 jars every year, all by using only a secret recipe from his grandmother. What recipe? What is a recipe? Recipe is exact steps, exact ingredients? What do you put in what you cook? The jam he makes. Well, exactly how does he make it? What ingredients? What does he put in? How much sugar? How much water? How much fruit? That is the recipe. Secret recipe. Many people have secret things that they put in their recipes, their food. Okay? Do you? Does your friend? Tama. Uh, all the major supermarkets sell his products. The business is growing fast. 4 flavors at the moment. At the moment means continuing this month, this year. The business is growing fast. 4 flavors at the moment, but more are on the way. And he has a charity that organizes huge tea parties for old people with music and old-fashioned dancing. 1940, 1950 dancing is old-fashioned dancing. Oh, next, at the moment. At the moment. These days. Jojo man. These days. At the moment, I'm very busy. I'm writing a cookbook. Doesn't mean right this minute. No. It means this week, this month. At the moment, I'm very busy. I'm writing a cookbook. I've got an idea for a TV program, and we're trying to get into the American market. Look at each sentence again. Make a question from each and every sentence. Does he? Does she? Does it? Does she? He does what? Many different. Just use, keep it easy. Does he? Does he? Does he? His company. Does it? Does his company? Okay, yeah. Does his company. How many companies? One. So, does Esquire. Fraser Dougherty. The UK. UK. What countries are the north part of UK? Fraser Dougherty is probably an Irish, a Celtic name. Dougherty sounds Irish. Ireland. Ireland. Okay, part of the UK. Fraser Dougherty is an extraordinary young man. He owns his own company, Super Jam. Super Jam is the name of his company, which he started when he was just 16. I earn more money than both my parents, he says. His company makes jam, 500,000 jars every year, all by using only a secret recipe from his grandmother. Does he pay his grandmother any money for her recipe? Okay, next. All the major supermarkets sell his products. The business is growing fast, 4 flavors at the moment, but more are on the way, and he has a charity that organizes huge tea parties for old people with music and old-fashioned dancing. At the moment, I'm very busy. I'm writing a... Look at every sentence, make a question from every sentence. Fraser Dougherty is an extraordinary young man. What do people think about Fraser Dougherty? Is he a nice guy? Is he a dumb guy? Is he a smart guy? Is he a business guy? What do people think about Fraser Dougherty? Well, I think he is an ordinary man. He's an extraordinary man. Okay, next sentence. What does he, does he, what does he do? Does he, 안녕. What do people think? People, 몇 명. Many do. 그래요. not does. What do many 용사? What do people think? But next, what does he 안녕? 마지막, when did he start his company? When did he start? Okay. Look at each sentence. Make a question. Okay. Practice makes perfect. Practice, 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 practice. You make the questions. Okay. This is 마지막 숙제 추석부. Okay. I showed you the one about, I showed you questions about roof, flowers. Well, now you make the questions about Fraser Dougherty. Okay? Using these words, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. What's the question? Make questions. Use does. Does he? Does it? How does it? How many does it? Does. Do. Okay. Number 1. What slash do? Well, yeah, what does he? Or use the name. What does Fraser Dougherty do? Yakta, what does he do? Okay. Number 2, what? Name of. Whose? I don't know. Make a question. Number 3, what? Number 1, what does he do? What does he do? Number 3, what does the company? Number 3, what does the company sell? Number 4, how much does Samuel use the word does? Does who? Number 5, how many jars? How many jars? He, yeah. The company, yeah. Both of them can be. Number 6, whose jam recipe? Number 1, what does he do? Yeah. Number 6, whose jam recipe? Okay, number 7, what? Charity, the noun. Only one. 8, what? Okay, now it's ing. Are you writing? Are we writing? Well, here's only one person. 안녕. Is. What is? 누구? Who? Number 9. What idea? Number 1. What is it again? And last one. Number 10. What? Oh, just like number 8. The verb is ing. What is he writing? What is Fraser trying to do? Could be, might be, probably be, to be or not to be.